In our latest news of the weird here on Common Sense Academy, an active federal air marshal goes full sovereign citizen. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Common Sense Academy. I'm your host, Joe Palmetto, Joe the lawyer. Today, we're going to look at an article from the Mercury News, which covers an air marshal who gets a ticket, goes sovereign citizen in the courts, and starts to experience some repercussions from his job. We're going to talk about the implications of this, what this means for the sovereign citizen movement, and just what the hell is going on? Where's the common sense here, friends and family? So if you like my content, please like, subscribe, comment, and share. Sharing this video is one of the best ways to promote my show, to support the show in a free way. It gets my content out there to more people. I truly appreciate it. Also, I got an email list below. Sign up for my email list. You'll get cool updates on the show, new videos, content from me, plus a free PDF on my own history and examination of the sovereign citizen movement. It's only a couple of pages. It's a fun and interesting read. So before we get into this article, everyone, this may be the real reason that you came here, because when we sip together, we know it tastes better. So I have my favorite, you bet, a little Diet Coke with a couple of ice cubes. Raise your glass in the air. Take a sip with me. Cheers, salute. Delicious. So I found this article. It's from January 30th, 2020, fresh off the rack. Sovereign citizen case. Air Marshal's bizarre challenge to watercraft ticket. And I'm gonna read the article and then add my commentary. As a federal air marshal, Paul Stewart has sworn an oath to enforce the law in the skies above America. But when he's off duty, the 42-year-old officer has embraced a fringe ideology that rejects the U.S. government's authority to impose many of the country's laws. The apparent contradiction between Stewart's work and his personal views surfaced following what should have been a very minor brush with the law. The ensuing legal battle led to a suspension from his normal duties for the TSA. Stewart was riding his Sea-Doo watercraft on the Susquehanna River in Maryland in 2018 when a state Department of Natural Resources officer issued him 3 citations relating to his vehicle's registration, according to court documents. Instead of paying the fine, Stewart aggressively fought the citations by espousing beliefs of the so-called sovereign citizen movement, court and police records show. Prosecutors and judges Stewart stated in court filings were foreign agents. The court overseeing his case was a private corporation controlled by foreign powers, and the state of Maryland committed fraud by bringing such penalties against him. This FBI has described sovereign citizens as anti-government extremists who claim the federal government is operating outside its jurisdiction. That's correct. And has previously identified the group as a domestic threat. The FBI notes that sovereign citizens operate in loosely affiliated networks without established leadership. That's true also. On YouTube, dozens of videos depict encounters between law enforcement and so-called sovereign citizens who refuse to cooperate during traffic stops or who contest the legality of court proceedings. At some point, the TSA was contacted about Stewart's behavior. Let's just pause here for a second, ladies and gentlemen, and think about the inherent contradiction of this gentleman. He's an air marshal with the TSA, which means he's hired by the federal government. He collects a check from the federal government, and at the same time, he's claiming the federal government is illegitimate and has no jurisdiction against him. Just let that sink in. I mean, what's going on here, man? What's going on? Stewart's attorney, Cindy O'Keefe, told CNN her client is currently on restricted duty and he has been questioned by the Department of Homeland Security's Inspector General about his statements. Stewart is assigned to an Air Marshal field office and maintains a security clearance, she said. TSA officials referred CNN's questions about Stewart to the DHS inspector. The Department of Homeland Security is investigating you because of your sovereign citizen stuff, okay? A spokesperson for the Inspector General said the office neither confirms nor denies open investigations. Federal air marshals are subject to initial and periodic background investigations, and misconduct or other disqualifying information identified may impact an employee's security clearance, according to the TSA. I don't know how you can be a federal air marshal and deny the jurisdiction of the federal government, okay? That's like I was in the Air Force for 4 years. Like if the Air Force was going to punish me, it's like me walking into the to see the judge and it's illegitimate. The government doesn't exist. It's a giant corporate conspiracy, dude. I'd probably be I'd probably be discharged. I don't know if I'd be court-martialed, but I'd be discharged. Imagine saying that to one of your sergeants. Those of you who served in the military, this is ridiculous. O'Keefe said the controversy surrounding her client has been blown out of proportion. Mr. Stewart is not now, nor has he ever been, associated or affiliated with any group, cult, organization, or association with any sovereign citizen movement. He does not hold any beliefs or opinions of the so-called sovereign citizen movement, O'Keefe said. She added that Stewart pulled the bulk of his court filings from templates found on the internet as soon as he sought to have the citations dismissed. How about, sir, you hire an attorney? You don't go to the internet and down these rabbit holes of sovereign citizen nonsense. But police records and trial transcripts show that Stewart's views extended beyond the screeds contained in his court filings. Many of his comments had a confrontational tone that challenged the authority of those who worked in law enforcement, much like himself. He warned the officer who issued him the citations that she could be fined more than $500,000 for running his name through police databases, according to a police incident report. Let me stop there. I've seen this a lot with the sovereign citizens, okay? Threatening fines on government and court officials, all right? That's dangerous, all right? That's dangerous. I don't think that this should be a laughing matter anymore, okay? I don't. Across one of his citations, he wrote, "I do not consent to these proceedings." Well then, sir, why are you filing a document related to them? Many of the tactics, if you don't consent, don't file, don't participate. Don't participate. Many of the tactics employed by Stewart mirrored those used by sovereign citizens, according to Mark Pitkovich, a senior research fellow at the Anti-Defamation League Center on Extremism, who's tracked the sovereign citizen movement for more than 2 decades. For example, Pitkovich pointed to the way Stewart included a copyright sign next to his signature and referenced obscure provisions of commercial laws. I bet we know what law that is, the UCC, you guessed it, the Uniform Commercial Code. When Stewart's case went to trial at a Maryland district court in September, he picked up where his filings left off. He questioned the judge's authority and made statements that didn't appear to make sense under the circumstances. After Stewart learned no prosecutor would be present for the trial, he demanded, "Where is the state? Are they dead? Where is the body, the corpus delicti?" Okay, so here's the thing. This is how sovereign citizens twist and skew the law and legal language to fit what they want. All right. Corpus delicti actually is a legal principle. And what it means is you can't necessarily have a crime, okay, without a victim or without a body of the crime. Now, the body of the crime is not to be taken literally. It's not an actual human body, okay? It's some sort of physical evidence and or circumstantial evidence, okay, that the crime accused of occurred, all right? It can't just be an assumption or speculation. He's skewing the corpus delicti language because the word corpus is in it, and that does mean body back in Latin. Like, come on here. The officer who wrote the citations testified Stewart told her that she was not able to give him a lawful order because I was not an agent of the common law. Oh, but you are, sir. You, Mr. Air Marshal, you're an agent of the common law. You must be able to give lawful orders when you're on those planes protecting people. The judge found Stewart not guilty of 2 of the 3 citations, but guilty of operating an unnumbered vessel. Stewart's appeal was rejected. He ended up paying $88 in fines, according to court records. Less than a year later, Stewart was cited again for not properly registering his water scooter. According to the police report, he was extremely non-compliant, grabbed a camera, and started to record the encounter. Boy, would I love to see that one. Excuse me, I wonder if it's out there. Stewart initially challenged the citations in court, but ultimately agreed to pay fines of about $240. One of the officers involved in the case said Stewart threatened him during a court appearance, touching his shoulder, smiling, and telling him to be safe, according to another police report. I believe Stewart was not meaning for myself to be safe, but to watch out for him. Attorney O'Keefe told CNN that Stewart genuinely meant to tell this officer to be safe and was not trying to be threatening. So I don't even know where to go with this. Okay. A federal law enforcement officer is challenging the jurisdiction and authority of other law enforcement officers in court. He's saying he's not a sovereign citizen, yet he's filing all of this sovereign citizen nonsense. And it sounds to me like that he's pretty well versed in the ideology, okay, because he's using it verbally in court, not just in his documents. His lawyer, wanted to make it sound like he pulled these documents online, didn't know what he was doing. No, I think it's pretty clear he knows what he is doing. The lawyer's just doing her job. I get it, okay? I do that all the time for my clients. But this is worrisome. This is worrisome. It's hundreds of thousands of people. It's true. It's not a cult, but it's a loosely affiliated group, and it's all over the place. And it's getting into larger parts of society. We need to be aware of it. This gentleman, I think it's a good thing that he's being looked into as far as fulfilling his duties, because I don't think that you can be a federal law enforcement or law officer or a law enforcement officer in general and still be and claim that the law enforcement is illegitimate. I understand being upset about getting some tickets, man. I get it. But you can fight these tickets in other ways. You can get a lawyer. You can go in there. You can fight the ticket. You can pay the minor fine. It's not that much money. So, I wanted to highlight this article. It just came out. I'll link to the article below. If you like my content, please like, subscribe, comment, and share. Sign up for my email list. You'll get more info on the sovereign citizen movement, auditors, etc. Thank you for tuning in. This is Joe the Lawyer out.